Today I'm with Felix Ojeda. Felix is the founder of Palango Fitness, which blends the energy of Latin dance with athletic movements like MMA and kickboxing. And Felix, you have an interesting background. You've got an MMA, you've got an MBA and several other degrees, but you've left that world and transitioned into fitness. So Felix, take me back to the beginning. How did Palango Fitness get started? And what kind of problems in the fitness industry were you trying to correct and fix?
Well, thank you for having me. So, yes, my name is Felix Ojeda. I'm originally from Venezuela. I got here in the state to get my master degrees in management operation, plus I did another one in finance. I did track and field in college. I played basketball in college, and my other passion is boxing and MMA. And besides all that, music and dancing is part of my life too, for my background, my Latin background. So, I used to train using music. I used to implement music as a way to keep a tempo in my training. So once I moved to the state, but I have a hard time finding that connection between music and movement, and especially in conditioning because I was busy working. So my goal was always to get the best conditioning training possible in 45, 60 minutes max. So eventually I went to a class, I talked to somebody about, in my opinion, what deficiencies in that person class and explained to that person, well, I think you should integrate some elements to get more tempo, more mobility, more movement to class so I can reach the heartbeat that I need to, my heart rate to go to the point so I can feel that my whole body is working out. So eventually this person said, well, you go ahead and do it. So I started implementing my own system, which was a mix of many fitness moves from track and field, boxing, MMA, conditioning training. So the combination created this system where you get a full body workout. Actually, I was working in corporate during that time. I think it was like 240 pounds, traveling, working. And so that's the reason why I was looking for something to put me back into my athlete way. We went to get all the movement with the music. I went back to my normal size, which is 195 pounds. And so people start to be coming to my classes, and the management of the place would say, well, you should have your own class. So I started teaching classes, once a week, twice a week. Then people were willing to pay more. So I said, well, I think I have something. And another thing that I did that most people at that moment didn't do is that I was documenting everything. Other people start to come to me and say, well, I want to learn what you're doing. I want to teach that too. And here we are right now. 16 years later, I quit my job in May 10, 2010. Everybody was like, what? Are you crazy? And I started this fitness journey. What I'm trying to resolve is, number one, I want to get the best conditioning possible in 45, 60 minutes. And obviously everything is can be adapted to each person. Not everybody's going to do the same. You don't need equipment. You don't need a big investment. You as an instructor just need to get the knowledge and implement that.
So this is an interesting origin story. You weren't teaching classes. You saw a void in the fitness industry that wasn't meeting your needs. The instructor literally said to you, well, why don't you just teach the class? And you did, and it
Yeah,
exploded, and
that's
you
right.
turned it into a business. I'm curious, for somebody who, again, didn't have a fitness background in terms of teaching classes, you began teaching fitness classes. Speak to me about how that helped shape Palango Fitness into what it is today.
I have a good education. So one of the things that I try to do when I start to be teaching is I did spend time staying after the class, asking people for feedback, asking people what you think, and document what they were telling me. At the beginning, it was just a hobby, you know. I wasn't planning on making money. But I would realize there's something that in the industry I didn't see before. I tried many classes, and what I realized is people come, do a class, and they took off. There's no feedback. There's no that communication between clients and the teacher, the professor. So I start to be asking many questions in how can I do this better? What can I do that I can provide the clients what they need? I feel in the fitness industry, my experience of what I've seen the last 20 years, it's not a lot of research. There's a lot of let's trying to get results. Let's do this and see what happens. But there's no methodology and what to implement to make things work properly. Our system is structured from the beginning to the end. When the clients realize that you can tweak stuff in a way that you're still getting a good result, keep asking my client, do you like this? What kind of feedback I get? And then based on that, I made my adjustments, which I feel is not happening in many areas in the fitness industry.
How do you balance keeping it challenging but not intimidating for that beginner who wants to take that class?
That's a good question. When we use the tagline intense, doesn't mean that when I kill anybody. Intense means like taking you to maximize your effort, right? And each person is different. We show modification, the intensity. We have students there in the 18s. The level of intensity is going to come depending on the person. However, we as an instructor, we try to push a little bit those limits where people can't get out of the comfort zone, because being intense means getting out of that comfort zone in the fitness industry. Like some people like walking, right? We walk and then we walk a mile and then you walk 2 miles and then you walk 3 miles and then you feel like, okay, I'm not getting much, but well, now I need to walk with a little faster, so you be kind of adapting the program to your own personal level of intensity. And the way you, as an instructor, you push them not to reach the limit, but to pass their limitation, which is a different concept. A lot of people think, I'm trying to reach my limits. The most important part is trying to move forward slowly.
In your opinion, what do you think most fitness trainers get wrong about dance-based fitness classes, if anything?
You as an instructor realize that the music is not just a motivator, but a way to move. You get more results. Some instructors need to go through, but interestingly, I have instructors that were personal trainers. And then they become Palango instructors because they realize 2 things. Number one, that the class grow. They have more people in class. Number 2, because they have more people in classes, they can sell more products. So they start to be increasing their business, and the personal training plus increase of their business, it is doable. And you don't have to be a professional dancer. Like many of the moves that we implement are from capoeira. Their flow, or are from boxing, throwing jab, upper, hook, and then you implement all that in different other moves. So it's just use your music only as a way to synchronize your body.
I like what you said about personal trainers who take Palango and get certified by it, because it does broaden their horizons. It actually takes me back to another interview I did with Melissa, who is a fitness manager at Canyon Ranch. She said the same thing. If you can only do one thing, I can only do so much with you. The more you know, the more classes I can have you teach, and the more you can be involved in that organization. I think that's a message that doesn't get out so much to the fitness industry. We tend to stay in our own lane.
Yeah, and I feel like people, like, as I say, sometimes in our industry, there's a lot of trends. People follow the trend, Instagram and this and that. Yeah. And we don't sit down for a second and think I have to be more productive, So if you're a personal trainer, like you say, or Melissa, she was saying, how many hours can I do as a personal trainer? How much can I really produce? As a group fitness, you can grow your business. More clients, more money. How many personal trainers can make 6 figures a year? The reality is very few. There are many different. However, you are smart enough, or you are actually practical. You don't have to be smart. You have to be practical and think about how to solve the problem. You need the massification of your business. I still believe there is a way to go. I think the fitness and business part is still not connected for many people. A lot of personal trainers, they don't know how to make money. Not because they're not good instructors.
Right.
They haven't realized how to monetize their business. And there are many other ones that they think they're going to monetize through TikTok or Instagram. And the reality is that that's another thing where you're not going to be making a lot of money. That's 0.0003% of people make money in social media. So the challenge is like learning apply what you learn.
Have you noticed any trends that would help you differentiate between a person who comes to the class and continues long term versus someone who starts out strong but eventually stops going to class?
We have a really high retention of clients. It's around 83%, meaning like we don't lose a lot of clients. Our biggest challenge sometimes have to put more room for people coming. I think the most important part that I see, the people that stop coming, it's not necessarily because they work out. They stop coming for other reasons. Some elements are like eating well, drinking water, keep taking care of yourself, some discipline, and there is still a lot of people have issues putting all that together. You cannot get in a good shape. You don't have a good nutrition or rest. I would say this applies for everything in general. Is there a lack of understanding? There is no one thing is not going to be the solution. I can give you the best workout, but in order for you to get results, you have to put some other elements in place. People in general is like they're working, working, working. They're like take care of their family, take care of the kids, and it's really challenging for many people because especially our economies right now, when people have 2 or 3 jobs, there are clients that have, it's not an excuse, but it's a factor.
What advice would you give group fitness instructors to help increase retention in their classes?
You have to provide a full umbrella of services. What I mean that it's not like you have to be a nutritionist. No, no, no. But you do need to understand, sometimes ask me questions related to things that I really have no clue about. They trust you. So you have to build that trust with them. I feel like more personal trainers want to provide a workout and then see you later, right? And the reality is like there are many other things that are going along with that. There's the psychological aspect. There's the nutritional aspect. There's the community aspect. There's the even as simple as being kind and respectful, which unfortunately I got clients come to me and say, well, I used to go to this place, but whatever, they didn't treat me in the right way. And I feel like many personal trainers, they know a lot about how to build muscles and how to do workouts, but they lack of empathy with their clients and they lack understanding what they really need. Understanding that it's a personal business. Even in a group, for instance, I remember everybody's name. Be personable, be kind, be nice, trying to really help, not just to monetize. When people get that kind of results and the people feel like you're actually helping them, they bring you more business, they bring you more referrals, and then your business keep growing. When people go to the doctor, they're looking for answers. And when you don't know, hey, I don't know what you need right now. Let me figure out. Research, I feel like a lot of the fitness industry is a lack of trying to research and learn more. Personal training should not stop only in doing the certification.
Yeah, I would agree completely. I have had clients for 15 years and I wonder if they keep me around because I keep answering their questions. And I'm a research nerd.
I know, me
So,
too.
I really am. But yeah, I think it's a really important point.
Yeah.
Being nice, being empathetic, trying to help, being genuine. I think these are topics that we don't talk enough about in the fitness industry. And a lot of people are all those things. I think most people are. But I've heard similar stories as you have heard in the past where I didn't get treated the right way here, so I went here. I've had the same thing when people come to me. Joe, I didn't have a good experience, so I'm switching over to you.
My main goal is to make able to make changes accordingly, not to the trend, but to the signs.
What do you think group fitness instructors struggle with the most?
I think that most people struggle understanding their clients. We are living right now in a time when people want to be in TikTok, Instagram, and they want people to see you. There's no communication. The people just watching you in TikTok, jumping around and doing a class. It's great. But they expect to monetize the business. And the group fitness instructor are lacking of. Also, I realized that many instructors have a difficulty being open-minded about stuff. Every client is different. So what it works for somebody doesn't work for the other person. So I think that it's a challenge to understand that because nobody tell you that in many cases. And then when you start to be working in group fitness or personal training, you encounter that people are different. Not everybody receive information the same way. Not everybody's gonna feel the same way. And I realize that a lot of instructors quit because they think that they're gonna monetize this very fast. And also it's a business where you have to, like any other business, you have to build it. You have to grow. And at Palango Fitness, we want to do that too. We're trying to help people, explain them how to build their business because we want them to be a full-time instructor, not a part-time. We have many, many, many part-time fitness instructors. Too many. The problem with that is that they don't get to the level of knowledge that a full-time fitness instructor. So I think for me, one of the challenges to help them to make money, mm, utilizing communication, utilizing our system, being able to have a high retention with clients, it's an opportunity to build a business. Don't feel like I think instructors quit fast because they don't realize that this business takes time.
If you could change one thing in the fitness industry, what would it be?
That's a big
I know.
wow. Okay, education need to be rebrand in a way where it's not only, even though it's called fitness, personal training or whatever group fitness. I think there's a lack of understanding what the clients need, and that's the reason many professionals quit or they don't really get to the point to actually build a business. People don't get that information. Where you get information about how to build empathy with your clients? It's like one line say, be nice. Doesn't mean just smile. Being nice means like understanding what the client needs, trying to figure out their problems. I'm not saying that you have to do deep into stuff, but at least in a way where they feel like they're getting answers. And the fitness industry right now is very, I don't know how this is going to sound, but it's very superficial, which I guess always been superficial in a sense. I feel like we in this industry need to be more understanding our clients in all different aspects. The fitness part, the technical part, great. The social part, I think we're lacking a lot on that.
Final question. What advice would you give that group fitness instructor who wants to create a class that is enjoyable and that they tell their friends about?
Go for it. You want to do something, go for it. Invite your friends. I remember when I started doing this, the person was talking to, I think the person was kind of annoying with me, to be honest. But I decided to do it. And then I didn't think about anything else but to think about, like you were asking me at the beginning, find a solution to my personal problem. That wasn't just personal, it was for many other people too. So you're going to get into this industry and then in the group fitness class, no matter what kind of format you're teaching, go for it, be genuine, be kind, do it for passion, for love. At the same time, learn how to monetize what you're doing. Understand your value. Keep working. It's a process. And
Felix, I think you've dropped an awful lot of knowledge bombs on people here today. And for those who are wondering, you are going to be at the Atlantic City conference that AAA is doing in June, along with Palango Fitness, which I think is going to be phenomenal.
In Denver too.
In Denver too, yes. Felix, I really appreciate your time. And I'm going to link to your website in the description of this YouTube video. And this has been great. And thank you. Can't thank you enough for your time.
Thank you so much.